Okay, so I want to make a quick video on what happened with SPRT and BBIG on Friday and kind of how you could have played this a few different ways. So let's start with SPRT. We all were watching this move, right? Stock went from 10. I was even trading this in the eights. I was really looking at this for a short squeeze in the eights when I saw this consolidating down here with 35% short. But you could have traded this. I mean, it went from in the 10 range to the 56 range in about 4 days. So 59, almost 60. So this type of move, if you look at the chart, the 52-week high was around 10, right? And we had 35% of the float was short in the stock. So once this gets over the 10 mark, this popped above 10 for a second here the other day after earnings. Once this gets over the 10 mark, those shorts are very underwater. And this is a type of pattern that you should familiarize yourself with. When something gets over 52-week highs, it's kind of like blue skies, open range that, uncharted territory, which it can be very powerful, especially with high short interest. So kind of familiarize yourself with this. And you could see here, volume increasing on the daily, pushing a 52-week highs. This was an explosive chart and something that everybody was watching, and for good reason. Even if you miss this move, you have to be ready for a sympathy play. When something goes from 10 to 60 in 4 days, something else is going to move because of it. If it's a bio stock, other bio stocks might move. If it's a tech stock, other tech stocks in the same sector or the same industry, those might move as well. So SPRT was clearly a short squeeze, so names with high short interest started getting hit. And that's when BBIG started to move. So even the other day, before the huge move that it made on Friday, BBIG wasn't really catching. So it was kind of hard to tell whether or not this was going to be the best sympathy play for SPRT, because some other things are moving like TCAT and some other short interest stocks. But on Friday, it was very obvious that BBIG was the stock that was the sympathy play. Volume was huge, and you can look at this on multiple time frames. So when you look at this on the 30 minute, look at the volume in comparison to these other days. I mean, these days they tried to push, it failed. They tried to push, it failed. But to this day, on Friday, on every time frame you can look at, the volume is just completely different than the days before. Look down here. I mean, the volume it's trading 500,000 bars at least on the 1 minute. And if you look back, let's just go to the 15 minute. If you go back to the 15 minute, it's trading 5-6 million volume candles a minute. And that look at the other days. Not even close. So this was instantly my watch of the day. BBIG with 50% short. SPRT was 35%. So the potential on this is massive, right? So I wanted to go over a couple spots where you can have some entries. So in the morning, there was a little bit of chop. Volume was huge though, so that had my eye on it. There's a little chop. It was going up and down, but volume stayed consistent. That's key. And I was looking at this $4 area because it tried to go up, it failed. Bounced off VWAP. Tried to go up to 4, it failed. Tried to go up to 4 again, failed. Come back down, but it was never dropping significantly, and it was always retesting that 4. So I actually took an entry on this stock in like right around this area for, I think I bought a little under 4 and then a little above 4. So let's call my average 4 here. And I took this entry because of this formation that was happening above the 4. And I knew that this was going to be the sympathy play. Now, can I predict that it's going to go to 8 and after hours almost? No, but it's a very good indicator when you see stock trading with this amount of volume that fits the criteria of that 50% short. And don't underestimate the power of something that has 50% of the short afloat locked up with shorts, because there's massive buying happening because of the sympathy play to SPRT. So people are buying heavy. Looking at SPRT, they're thinking, holy crap, if that went up like that, maybe BBIG can too. So buying is happening, shorts are covering like crazy, and that's where you get this insane type of move. I also want to go over a couple spots where you could have entered. So the one I just spoke about was that break over 4, where it's testing, it finally breaks. that's a good spot. Now, that doesn't always work. Sometimes you get false breakouts, but with something with this much volume and this type of sympathy play, it's pretty probable that it's going to, show some power after. So after that, when something moves like it did, you could see like, it made a kind of a straight run up 50%. I love the VWAP dip, especially when it's dipped before and bounced every time hard after that. I like the VWAP dip a lot. And look how it bounced off VWAP here. Fantastic move off VWAP. Even if you're just scalping this is hitting. And you don't have to buy right at VWAP. You can scale in on the way down close to VWAP. Have your stop, somewhere below VWAP and where you're going to take your loss. But look at the way it can bounce off of that. This went from, near VWAP. VWAP was at 4, buying in the 420, buying it down, buying it down. Look at the bounce on this, 50%. And the move after hour was absolutely insane. You could have played the same type of pattern that was happening here, right here. Tried to break 6, couldn't. Tried to break 6, couldn't. Finally broke 6, and the squeeze was on after that. And this chart, as long as everything pans out the way that I think it would, I think this chart is going to gap up on Monday, tomorrow as well. So I just wanted to give a little rundown on that. A few different places you could have entered and how you could have kind of seen this, predict this move, and make sure you're always watching those trends. When something goes crazy like this, look for something that's going to be the next keeper, because SPRT making a move from 10 to 60 is going to cause something else to run. We saw Friday that clearly it was BBIG. So make sure you keep those charts on watch for Monday. All right, I'll see you guys.